Right, today's class we are looking at perimeter. So we just finished watching the Math Antics video on perimeter. So here we have our first example. So to find the perimeter of a polygon, we just have to measure the lengths of each side and then add them together. Here we've already been given the lengths of the sides, so all we have to do is add them up. All right, so perimeter here is going to be equal to 15 plus 5 plus 10 plus 8 plus the 6, and that gives us a total of 44 meters. All right, it is a linear length, so make sure you do include the units. All right, we got a couple other examples here. So again, if you see these single tick marks, that means those three sides have the same length. So in this case, 8.3 decimeters. This is also 8.3 decimeters, and this is also 8.3 decimeters. On the bottom here, this length is 9.8 decimeters. All right, so quickly add that up. What do you guys get? All right, so for this example, then it's 8.3 plus 8.3 plus 8.3 plus 9.8, and we get an answer of 34.7, and this time our unit is decimeters. All right, our next example, we have this figure here. Again, we have the double tick mark, so that means these two sides have the same length. So this here would be 8 meters, and then 4 meters, 4 meters, 4 meters, 4 meters for all of those. So let's quickly fill that in. That's 4, 4, and that is 4 as well. All right, so again, whether it's a double or a single line, the single lines would therefore all have the same measurement. The double lines would have the same measurement. All right, so for this one then, the perimeter will be 8 plus 8 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. All right, so the answer here is 32 meters. And it is a lowercase m for meters. All right, so there are perimeter formulas that you can use as well. So mathematicians, they've developed these formulas for calculating perimeter of polygons by using the first letter of the names that we give to the different sides of a polygon. So here we're looking at a rectangle, square, and triangle. For a rectangle, we have the L representing length, the W which represents width. So there's 2L and then 2W. So you can use this formula here to use multiplication. So 2 times 12 plus 2 times 7. All right, 2 times 12, that's 24, plus the 14, and that gives us the answer of 38, and it's in meters. All right, so that's the perimeter of that rectangle. For the square, each side is the same for a square. So instead of adding 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, you can just use the formula, which is 4 times side length. That's what S represents there. So that gives me 28 centimeters for that one. Here for a triangle, this is a scalene triangle. If you remember a scalene triangle, all the lengths are different. So base is given as 14 meters, and then side 1 and side 2. So here we do have to add, so 14 plus 8 plus 11. Just going to quickly put it in the calculator, and that gives me 33 meters. Here we have a rhombus. A rhombus is a tilted square. 4 sides are still the same. Here this is a parallelogram. It's a tilted rectangle, but you still have the two opposite sides are measured the same, and these two opposite sides are measured the same. And then we have a trapezoid. And we'll just go over those quickly here. So for a rhombus, the perimeter formula is P equals 4B. B here is just called as the base, okay, or the four bases there. So P will be equal to 4 times 9. That is 36 meters. Here it's similar to what we saw for the rectangle, but we're using B for base, S for side. So 2 times 15.3 plus 2 times 3.1. All right, and again, you can use your calculator. So for 2 times 15.3, we get 30.6, plus 2 times 3.1, we get 6.2. Now we can add those together, and we get total 36.8, and the units are kilometers. When we have a trapezoid, B1, B2, that represents the two sides that are parallel. So this would be base 1, this would be base 2. Those two arrows here show that these two are parallel, meaning they're always going to be an equal distance from each other. All right, so base 1, 14.7, our base 2 is 10, and then side 1 we can say is 7, and side 2 is 5. And we do have to add those all together for a total of 36.7, and our units are millimeters. So 36.7 millimeters. All right, here we're going to look at triangles. So next we're looking at triangles. So like I said before, a scalene triangle is a triangle that has all three sides different lengths. An isosceles triangle, two of the side lengths are the same, and then we have a third side with a different measurement. And then an equilateral triangle, all three sides have the same measurement. All right, so for a scalene, we just have to add up all three sides. So 17 plus 7 plus 14, and that gives me 38, and our units are hectometers. For the isosceles triangle, our base for B is 9, and then we have two side lengths that are the same, so 2 times 6, so that gives me 9 plus 12, which is 21, and this is decameters. And the last one, equilateral, all three sides are the same, so just 3 times the side length, so 3 times 14.5, which is 43.5, and again, units are millimeters. So here, when we're looking for the perimeter of polygons, regular polygons, so here we have a hexagon. Hexagon is six-sided, and in this case, shown by the tick marks, as well as these showing the angles. We know that all the sides are the same. So n here, the n represents number of sides. So there are 6 sides in a hexagon. And then s represents side length, so 8.2. And we just multiply that to give us 49.2, and our units are centimeters. All right, here we have a pentagon, a regular pentagon, again meaning all sides are the same length. Pentagon is 5-sided, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, n is number of sides. There's 5 sides. The side length is 9.3. And we just multiply that, so 46.5 decimeters. All right, I'll give you guys a moment to try this. So for this figure here, we count the sides. Let's count them using a different color. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's an 8-sided figure. So perimeter is n times s. Number of sides is 8. Side length is 1.45, so we can just multiply that to give us our perimeter as 11.6, and the units are hectometers. All right, and then here for a triangle, all three sides are different, so it's a scalene triangle. So we just have to add those three sides up. So 80.3 plus 75 plus 78.2. You can just use your calculator. 233.5, and the units are meters. Okay, so I'll pause here